2022. Neptune has been completing its transit over the point when 1857 revolt happened. 1857 revolt influenced the North India very much. Now we are under the control of Roman Empire, the Christian world, the city of London. Now we are no more under the control of Mecca, Syria and Egypt. 1857 revolt was one such event that completely changed India's direction. Now we were no more a Muslim country. We are either a Hindu country or Roman Catholic country. We are now under the control of Christianity. Elon Musk is born in the colony of South Africa. He is ruling the Twitter dynamics and the USA. Joe Biden again born in colony, influencing Ukraine war. Now Russia is no more in the control of the world. The Russian Empire and Ashkenazi Jews has lost their control. Will Smith, who was earlier born, again a colony born individual ruling Hollywood. Amber Heard joined that case, is a great example that colonies are taking over the control of the government in the colonies. Russian war in the Ukraine is a great example that 1857 revolts, symptoms are coming back, inflation, job layoffs, all these things are signing back that London or the Britannia or the Roman Empire may take over all these influences of the colonies back. The rise of Shahbaz Sharif in 2022 and the decline of Imran Khan in Burkina Faso, the rise of Ibrahim Traoré and the rise of Ranil in the Sri Lanka and the student movement, the death of the reporter in Iran. All these influences are triggering Rishi Sunak's becoming Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. All these events are somewhat similar to that of 1857 revolt. Now we can see that all these colonies that went into the control of other territories now are coming back to the Britain, the Britannia, the Roman Empire, the Christian world, the Catholic Christian world. Now we are no more in the control of the Ashkenazi Jews and Protestants. King Charles, again a Catholic individual, he is no more support of the Protestants. So we can see that the 1857 revolt is somewhat giving us symptoms of coming back in various formats. Doja Cat, she is also someone that has a Britannia or British colony history. The rise and the continuous storylines you see in the various cultures, various literary formats, entertainment formats, that we are always going back to the history. We are looking back to where it all begins. It all began when the Britannia, the British Empire, under the Sephardic Jews and the Mizrahi Jews destroyed the caliphates and destroyed the Islamic rule. All these people are now moving from the Islamic history to the recent history of the British colonization. All these individuals that you are seeing rising in 2022, they are not talking about the Muslim, they are no more talking about the Sinbad, they are not talking about the Arabia, the Persia. It is no more the center of the world. Now the world is looking back to Alexander, the world is looking back to Greece, the world is looking back to Italy, the world is looking back to Roman Empire. So we can say now we are going back to the pre-Islamic existence of the society, the civilization, and this was originally the triggering point of 1857 revolt. 1857 revolt was a major loss to Mughal Empire. It was not a loss to Hindu Empire. So you see all these individuals, they are telling to go back to the history between the 1500s to the 1800s. Now it is not talking about the history from 500 AD to 1500 or 1700 AD when Muslim world took over and the center of the whole society was the Mecca, the Arabia, the Persia, the Middle East. So we can say it is a good symptom for all of us that we are now free to present ourselves, and there is a good symptom that we may get free from the control of the Muslim, the peninsula, the Middle East control, and there is definitely going to be a rise. You can see in people telling their stories, their tribal existence, their history. We can also talk about the ancient history because there was a lot of misinterpretation, wrong teachings, you can say wrong books. All these things happened in the medieval history due to Islamic scholars destroying these civilizations and pushing people towards Islam. But you see many people who transferred themselves to Islam are now going back to their history, and people are talking about the medieval history, which was 1200 to 1700. The time period between 500 and 1700 has somewhat become irrelevant to every aspect of the society. So this is an Indian map. You can see there was a great war of Mahabharata, and now see the ancient history is all about the Mongolian steppe and the all the coastal regions of the South Africa and India. So basically what I'm trying to say is that 1857 revolt was centered around the ancient history and getting out of the control of the Islam, the caliphates, and now we are successfully entering an era where we can definitely talk about the ancient world, how Russia was originally trading with India, how Roman Empire, the Europe, the Baltics, the Slavs, the Vedic people, the Yadavas, the Purus, the Ikshvakus, all these people, how they came in from various routes into the Indian subcontinent, the Chinese subcontinent, the Mesopotamian civilization, the Greek civilization, the Egyptian civilization. So basically we can say the Sephardi Jews and Mizrahi Jews, and the original history of the world is somewhat coming back to us. And you can also see the America was originally a colony or originally inhabited by the Chinese people. It was inhabited by the Aryans. The Aryan theory was true, and you can see the Dravidian world or the southern world is somewhat this, because crocodiles are there in the south part of the world. Now see the basic instrument of travel was horse and elephant, and we looked for direction from the eagles. So you can see now we are going back to the point that we are learning the importance of the elephant, the horses and the eagle, and all the problems in the society, the social pyramid that was created by certain selfish people is now getting broken. See, the god of Ra was the biggest god in the history of Egypt that changed the Egypt civilization forever. So the Ra god was nothing but an eagle holding warrior. See, eagle holding warriors exist in the Mongolian steppe region, and the word that is represented for the god is Ra, R-A. See, the sound of Ra is used in Chinese civilization for representing sun, and eagle is somewhat associated as the king of the sky. And in also the Yamnaya region, the Sakha region, the region of the Ukraine, it was also a place where earlier people followed the same religion as of the Mongolian, and that religion was dominated by astrology. It was dominated by the movement of the climate. It was dominated by the nature of the skies. We were not dependent on animals, we were not dependent on gods, we were not dependent on gurus. We just took nature as our god. So that time period is coming back. The time period of atheism is rising in this 165th anniversary of the 1857 revolt, and we will sort of try to understand, that Egypt, that was the origin point of Judaism and the Islam. The most important god Ra was not somewhat an alien, it was rather an intercourse point, an interjection point of the Mongolian civilization to the southern civilization, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere people use the word Ra for eagle, the northern hemisphere use the word Ra for sun, and the southern hemisphere used for eagle.